Yeah, that's quality there. I'm Matt, and this is Procrastination Garage. It's Thursday morning, 7:30 a.m., headed to pick up my daughter. So today is Father-Daughter Day. We're headed to Portland because there's a chicken place down there she wants me to try. And what the heck, it's only 3.5 hours away, so let's do it.
Good morning.
Good morning. Road trip into Portland. My daughter's taking me out to lunch.
Raising
Cane's. It's like a chicken place, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like Chick-fil-A and like KFC had a baby.
Okay. Well, let's do it.
Photography time. We thought the building looked cool with the like trees around it, so we turned back around so he could take a picture of it. It looks spooky. Spooky, spooky. Here he comes. We got it. Oh, going back for another shot.
Made it to Portland. Can you tell? Can you imagine doing this day in and day out? I suppose some of you watch this video maybe do this day in and day out. Sorry, I'm too much of a country bumpkin at this point. Here we are, wandering around downtown
turn
Portland.
left onto Southeast 3rd
looking
Avenue.
for Cane's Chicken Place. Ryan, I don't think there's a Cane's in Portland, okay?
No, there is one in Portland, but I could never find it. We're going to Vancouver.
Oh, now we're going to Vancouver. So we're wandering around downtown Portland lost. Turns out Raising Cane's actually in Vancouver, Washington. My daughter could have told me. But hey, it won't be a wasted trip. We found a Skidoo dealer. It never hurts to stop and take a look around. Yeah, they sell players too. Oh well. Ryan Lee, what's your mother going to say when I bring this home? It's your fault.
I think she's not going to let you in the house. Is the problem.
We just stopped by to look. I mean, I don't know what happened. This is not good. I may not even be able to go home.
He's gonna have to stay at my place for a
God.
while.
Well, oh well.
If you're watching, Mama, turn off the video right now.
It's too late. She's already seen it. This is it. We made it to Raising Cane's.
We're at Cane's, you guys. Get excited. He's gonna try it and fall in love.
Yeah, I don't know. No, it actually looks really good.
Uh-huh. Coming back down the hill into civilization. Have we had a good day?
We've had an awesome day. And I've got snowmobile in the back to prove it.
Oh God, it's gone. No, I'm just kidding. What else did we do?
Quite a few Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
And the like.
Just a couple.
Probably too many, yeah.
And Daddy got the Squishmallow for himself.
Yeah, it's a Target one. I've been looking for that one. Hey there. All right, we're a few minutes into the video, and do me a favor, hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't, and tell all your friends. Thank you. It's Friday afternoon, and you guys probably thought I put this all back together and didn't tell you about it, huh? No, this is Procrastination Garage, and that's what we've been doing, procrastinating. So I'm in the process of getting started, putting it back together. A couple changes I'm going to make. Well, at least one change I'm going to make. That piece of OSB there, it has a special cutout to go around the pipe down there, and then the part there is supposed to go underneath. A good chunk of it's supposed to go underneath that pressure tank. I don't see any real reason to do that. The pressure tank's been sitting there just fine, so I think I will cut that area off because this table thing that goes back over in the corner there, it does not have any support that's in that area, and so there's no real reason. In fact, having it open up a little bit into that is a good thing to let air circulate down in there, keep the moisture level down. So right now I'm getting ready to put that cap there back on the pressure switch, and then I'm going to start getting this plywood laid out, and I think I'm just going to cut that section off, figure out where I can cut it off and cut it off. I'll show you when I get the plywood back down. It's back in. Now in the past, I've always screwed this down to the 2x4s that support it, but you know what? Why bother? It's not going anywhere. It's going to have flooring over the top of it. That's just a waste of time and makes it harder to peel it back up. So there's my butcher job. Got a little carried away off to the side there, but you know what? It doesn't matter. And then I cut off a little bit back in there too. So I'm happy with that. So now we need to, well, I need to think about, do I want to put that plastic piece back down again? I know it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Whether I do or not, then I need to sweep in here, and then we can start putting the flooring panels back one at a time. So I'll figure it out. I don't remember where I left off. If I told you that I wasn't putting the plastic piece back down, maybe I was debating it. In the end, I didn't. So I started laying the strips back down, and everything was going pretty good. The problem is when I first took them up, I didn't mark them, and I've never marked them in the past, but I was always careful when I laid them out. This time I was laying them on the hot tub, and I just kind of stacking them and thought, oh yeah, they'll go back together. I did mark some of them. So anyways, I'm putting it back together. Everything was going fine. And then all of a sudden here, I've got a strip that I can't find the length of it. And now I'm trying to figure out if that's even a thing, because it may be that one there goes more over by the water tank, and maybe that's as long as it is or something. So I've kind of got the rest of them all figured out, but I can't go any further until I figure that one out. So I'll keep working on it. I may just go ahead and pull that strip up and skip it for now and come back to it, because even though these are all custom cut to the width of the room, I don't think it varied very much, so I think I can probably hold off on doing that one. Now when I get up here to the where the vent goes in, those pieces are cut. I know where they have to go, so that won't really be a problem. And then when I get to the other side of this, I think I'll be okay. And again, maybe that's one of them right there. I don't know. Are you following me? It doesn't really matter. In the end of the day, this is my problem, not yours. It's 2:30-ish on Tuesday afternoon, and I don't know why I'm pointing to the snowmobile, because we're not doing that. Instead, I want to show you the floor in the pump house and see what it looks like all put back together. Oh wait, it's not all put back together. Yeah, you'd think I'd have it done by now, wouldn't you? Well, life gets in the way. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up today, and I'm going to work on it right now, and then I will show you when it is put back together. You can see I'm getting close. By process of elimination, I figured out where all the pieces went, like a big jigsaw puzzle. So now we're down to that last strip there, and if you saw the video where I took it apart, I had a heck of a time. One piece has to go in right there and then be slid down underneath the trim under the door right there. Anyway, when I was bringing it out, it was coming up against the wall there, and I'm not sure why it was so tight of a fit, but it was. So when I went to put it back, same issue. So I just went down to my table saw and I took about 1/8 of an inch off. That may or may not be enough. I'm going to try and put it in there. If it doesn't go, I'll go down and take a little more off. So I'm still hitting the wall right there. Now I've got to be careful, because if I take off too much here, when I slide it down there, it goes underneath that threshold, and it won't. So I don't know. I hate to take any more off, but I'm going to just a sliver more, I think. I took another sliver off, and I managed to get it down in there, and I'm now slowly pounding it from right there with that tool. That tool is for installing this kind of flooring. It actually has some things, like it's got a cutout on this end, which is kind of beat up, and a cutout here, and then on the other ends, it's not. So you can see I'm a little damaged in here. I mean, I've had this in and out several times. I guess it's bound to have happened. Not a big deal. It will show, because it's going to be right down there by that jam. But it is what it is. Anyway, so I've got that much further to pound it. Not a big deal. Should go pretty good. It was sliding along pretty good. I'm that far. But all of a sudden it's come to a stop again. You can see I got real tight right there. And I'm not sure why, because it's the same width down here on that board as it is here. But all of a sudden it's tight. So I'm debating whether to pound it back out again or just keep pounding it forward. I don't know. After lots of fighting and a little bit of cussing, it's all back in. So the reason the piece under there was giving me so much problem was because the flooring has a little bit of a foam backing on it, and the backing kept pulling off and getting caught underneath. So it became double thickness and then 3 times the thickness, and it didn't want to slide. And what happened was it was getting up underneath that threshold right there. I don't know if you can see the joint. And that's what was stopping me. And I couldn't figure it out because I knew it was loose in there and it didn't seem to be that tight up against there. Finally, I pounded it all the way into place. First time I stepped on it, I could tell something wasn't right. And then the door wouldn't close either because it was hitting the threshold. So that's when I figured it out. So I pulled it all back apart and I just took the piece of foam off the back because I don't care. So we did do some damage. You can see my joint there. Doesn't look so good. Little joint down there doesn't really matter. That's the one that shows. But you know what? It's a pump house. It's kind of a guest pump house. Doesn't get a ton of use. It's okay. Anybody that stays here, they're not going to hold that against me. I don't think. Who knows? Anyway, now it's time to get this cabinet back in. And trim pieces, I got to get screws back in them there. The trim pieces that fit underneath the table, they just sit there, friction fit. And then the one back there, I may not do that one today. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do about that. I probably should cut it in 2. I'm definitely not going to do that tonight. It's about 4:30 now. My wife's home. It's time to call this, wrap it up. So it probably doesn't come as any surprise to you. It is now Wednesday afternoon, around 3:30. Yeah, life gets in the way. Anyway, just got the cupboard pushed back into place. We've got a few things to do. There's Bailey. So that white hose there, that is a drain hose for the sink. And this is basically just an RV water system. It doesn't drain into a septic or anything like that. It's just a little bit of gray water. It goes out through the wall. So I need to hook that back up. And then also down here there's a water filter. And the hose coming out of the water filter there. That goes into that brass fitting there, and that is well water. Feeds through the filter, and then cold water runs up to the sink, and the other line runs into this little mini hot water heater, and then that runs up to the sink. So we've got hot water out here. So not full facilities, but we do have a basic sink for anybody that's out here. So let me get all that hooked up. I've got everything hooked up back there, which means we have water up there. All right, so when I built this, I ended up with a gap at the back here. I'm not sure why that was. I don't know if maybe I designed the cabinet before I measured the pre-made countertop or what. But anyway, I made this nice little fill piece. It goes in back there. Let me show you. There it is installed. And then I've got a hole there. And then I've got this trim piece here that goes in there. Refrigerator sits right here, and the cord goes down through there. So let's install the fridge. Things are coming along nicely. Refrigerator is back in, and got it full of ice packs, a couple water bottles. Got my pictures back, dust a little bit. Trim piece in back there. Bar stool. This is a different bar stool. I'm upgrading. That trim piece there. Trash is back in place. That shelving with my Legos. And my cat food's back where it needs to be. The cats will be happy about that. So now we need to move on to this wall with that big long trim piece. I was going to cut that trim piece down. So next time I have to pull the flooring up, I don't have to remove such a big piece. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put it back the way it is. And we'll worry about it next time. Now, you'll recall, if you were around when I took it out, maybe you can see it butts up against another trim piece back there, and they were held together with dowels to keep everything nice and flush. We're not going to worry about that. We're just slapping her back into place. Hold on, I'll show you. That looks pretty good, right? Could use a little touch-up paint, but we're not worried about that. It's Saturday afternoon, about 1:30. And that poor new sled has been sitting in the back of my truck since we picked it up on Thursday, Friday, Thursday. And it's just been pouring rain. I mean, I guess it's a snowmobile. It's used to getting wet, but I hate for it to be sitting out here like that. Anyway, going for a ride tomorrow. So you'd think I'd take that one, but no. We're going to put this one in the shop, and we're going to load my black one up and take that one. Why? Because this one, I need to do a few things to it, check it over, gas and oil it, and then this one doesn't have any kind of storage on the back, and I really need a place for my shovel and my saw and all that stuff. So until I figure that out, I'm not going to ride it. So it may be another few days or even a week or so. We'll see. But I'm not going to show you the process. I'll just show you when I'm done. Man, oh man, it's always something. So the green truck was parked in the driveway, had to move out of the way. Dead battery. You know, last time I started, I knew it was getting low. I was hoping to get one more start out of it today, and then I was going to put on the charger. Didn't happen. Luckily, I was able to coast it down out of the way. I've now got the battery charger hooked up to it. All right, let's get back to getting the sled unloaded. And there's the new baby parked in the shop. Sorry, sweetheart. Next time. Loaded up and ready to go. Well, I still need my helmet and my gear and all that kind of stuff. Rest is done. It's Sunday morning, around 8:30 a.m. and headed to the Tanum State Forest with the snowmobile. And yes, it is raining. The original forecast was not calling for any precip today, really. Maybe a little bit early this morning. I just checked it more recently. It's not looking as good. Still looks like we shouldn't be in precip all day. I suspect as we get up toward the snow park, it'll turn to snow. Originally had a group of 4 going, and 2 of them have bailed. So now we're down to a group of 2. So there you go. I wonder, one of them this morning canceled. I wonder if he looked outside and saw the rain and said, Which kind of don't blame him, but on the other hand, a lot of the days that have started rain have turned into some of the best days. So let's go. I'd say we hit the snow zone. Road's covered. We're just a couple miles away from the snow park. It's around 3:30 p.m. and headed home. So I mentioned that 2 guys bailed on the ride, one this morning and the other one bailed I think yesterday. So I thought it was just my friend Rudy and I going to be up there today. And we're unloading in the snow park, and all of a sudden I see this burgundy GMC drive by coming around. And I'm like, that couldn't be. And then it pulled in the snow park, and it was our friend Brad. Now the reason that's significant is Brad moved away, and so he's like an hour and a half away from us, and then, you know, add on whatever it takes to get to the snow park. So he had wanted to stay in, we have a group text, and he'd wanted to stay in the group text because he said, I'm going to come down and ride with you guys. And by golly, he did. Now, granted, today wasn't the best day to come ride, but we didn't know, you know, it wasn't supposed to snow all day, but in fact it did. But it was great that Brad came because Rudy, he was hurting, his shoulder was bothering him. So we escorted him most of the way back to the snow park earlier, and then Brad and I went and rode off on a place called White's Ridge. And man, we found some great snow up there. Visibility was terrible with the snow coming down on our goggles and stuff, but we had a blast. So yay, thanks for Brad coming out, appreciated that. So that's it, I'm gonna try and get out at another time this week, but just gotta watch the weather. It's Friday around noontime, and it's the day after Thanksgiving. So what are we doing? Well, what we're not doing is going snowmobiling today, although I plan on going on Sunday. But got something else going on tomorrow, and we need to get prepped for that. So what we need to do is unload the snowmobile, and then the big trailer that we just got parked, we need to hook that back up because we're going to be using it tomorrow. Wonder what that could be. Got the sled unloaded, decided to take a break, come down to the gas station and fuel up, put some diesel in the truck, and fill up some gas cans for snowmobiles. And it's cold out here, it's got to be under freezing. Anyway, headed home, getting ready to hook up the trailer. Although a couple of things we gotta do first. This ball is loose on that stinger. I'd like to tighten that up. And then also, I realize I've got some damage up under here. And I don't know if I just did that. Maybe. Anyway, I'd like to see about fixing that. Also, one of the little clips is pulled out down there. I'll tell you more about that when I try to fix it. And we're back home. So before I get the truck lined up all the way, green truck's kind of in the way. Definitely needs to move before I move the trailer out. So let's go ahead and do that. So green truck I put on the battery charger several days ago because I mean it was dead. So yeah, yikes. All right, hood's locked. Let me unlock it. All right, will she or won't she? I'm not sure because the ground was actually kind of loose that was connected to the battery, so I'm not sure it charged at all. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, she's deader than a doornail. All right, well that's on me. Let's get the charger back on it. She's back on the charger. And if you look down through there, you can see that little orange light there. That tells you that it's charging. So what happened was before when I lowered the hood, it knocked the negative lead off. So it never charged at all. So it just deader than a doornail. So honestly, I'll be able to get the truck and trailer out anyway. And I don't have a jump pack right now to do that because I don't know, my jump pack just quit working. I do have a higher capacity charger with a start function that I could use if need be, but we'll just let it charge for a while. Won't stop us from working on the truck right now and getting the trailer hooked up. So we'll start with the trailer ball. That's most critical. I think we're going to need air and take it inside, put it in the vise. So the problem is I don't have an impact big enough. That's my biggest impact right there. But I do have some 3/4 inch sockets, so I think I've got something big enough and maybe I can make it work with an impact. Never mind, we're going with plan B. So here's the situation. I do have a 3/4 inch drive impact socket. I don't have a 1/2 inch to 3/4 adapter, so I can use my air impact that I've got. And I've got this bar on here, and I'm not able to twist it. And part of the problem is it's moving the vise. Now, if I had air and was just thumping on it, it wouldn't be moving the vise. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and order an adapter that we need because we should have one on hand. And it just so happens I have another stinger with a 2 and whatever size ball that is. So I just went ahead and put that one in the truck. So we'll use it. And there it is. I've already got it installed. So let's tinker around with this tailgate a little bit. So what happened is I had my snowmobile in the back of the truck. We were up in the snow park. I was loading my snowmobile, and I got most of the snowmobile up on there, and then the ramp got shot out. The track caught it and pushed it, and it came off the lip of the tailgate. So then the snowmobile is just hanging off the end. So I tried to back the snowmobile off, and in the process of backing it off, the back of the ski went up under this, ripped out this, which is just a little push pin, I believe. So we got to fix that. And then the dent that is under here, I don't know if that happened on that day or another time. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove all these. That'll get this piece loose. And then we'll see about fixing that. And we'll get that trim piece out and just stand by. Okay, so you can see that it's not supposed to be like that. But what's interesting is, see how rusty it is? That did not just happen. I thought maybe it just happened the other day. And then there's one over here, and I did this. I dinged this whole corner, catching it jackknifing against with my camper and my trailer in a snow park one time. So that's fine. But the bigger problem is this plastic piece here. Every clip is broken. I say every, look like a couple are there. Basically every clip is broken. And there's really no remedy other than to replace it. They all clip down into this series of holes here. So what to do? Do I really want to bother replacing that piece? Yeah, and we'll price it and see. Is there an alternate piece to go in there, like a aftermarket metal one or something? Don't know. Or could I just screw this one down? Why couldn't I just run screws straight down into there? I think I like that idea the best. So anyway, I'm going to take my hammer, see if I can flatten that one out. Maybe we can flatten this one out a bit too. I'm just going to do it and I'll show you what I come up with. She ain't pretty, but I beat them into submission, that one and that one too. So I think we'll put the piece back on there, and then I think we're going to drill holes. We just make sure we don't put one right here, because that's kind of a low spot. Like put one right here and here, and just kind of space them out. I'd like to get some black sheet metal screws with the big head on them. I don't have any. I'm not really planning on going to town today, so that part of the project may wait a while. I do think that this inner panel here kind of helps hold this piece on, so I probably don't need to do it right away. And then also, you can see there's a kind of a divot right there, and I did that. I think that was my ATV hitch backed up against the tailgate, but it didn't do any damage here. It basically went into one of these holes, so I think we're okay in that regard. So no biggie. I went ahead and marked with a Sharpie where I'd like to drill the holes. This way I can put the cap back on, not have to take it back off. And I know there's metal to drill down into. So we'll do one there, one here. Not there, I need to remove that one. Using this one, which lines up with this one. That one there, we'll put it in this hole here. One here and one there. So as soon as we get to the hardware store, we'll take care of that. With the tailgate cap sitting back on here, you can see that there are some holes here. They don't line up 100%. I guess there's room for expansion. I guess if this thing was heated up, it'd probably line up better. I bought this kit off of Facebook a long time ago. An ad popped up. It has different pieces, so I think I can use a couple of these here, or 4 of them, and pound them down in there. I think that'll hold it for now. Yeah, that's quality there. Yeah, probably never mind. Before I put this tailgate protector back on, this is looking at the inside. That's where I think my trailer hitch on the ATV hit it. I'm going to heat this up with my heat gun and see if I can kind of push it back out even. This is when it'd be nice to have a plastic welder. One of these days I'll get one. Well, that looks better, right? The water there, that's from cooling it with an ice cube. So it's better. Not perfect. Again, a plastic welder, I could probably fix that, but good enough. Let's get it put back on the truck. I don't know where I left off. Tailgate liner's back in, trailer's hooked up, truck's moved back up, so we're ready for tomorrow's adventure. All right, we've reached the end of another episode of Procrastination Garage. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. So let's figure out the timeline here. This video content was from the end of November, maybe beginning of December, and currently as I do this outro, we are the middle of February. So we're still playing catch up, but remember December I did a Vlogmas every day, so most of December's content has already been put out there. We'll be jumping pretty much straight into January. Down in the comments, tell me about the projects you're working on, or tell me about the things you're procrastinating about. Would love to hear about it. I hope you did hit the like button. I hope you have subscribed. If not, please do. We're just about back to a weekly schedule. The last video went up on a Tuesday. This one, it may be pushing Wednesday morning. I'm trying to get back to Sundays. It's been harder than I thought, but we're keeping up on about a weekly schedule, so we're doing all right. So anyway, check back in about a week, and there'll be another episode of Procrastination Garage. And remember, my name is Matt. See you soon.